All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live at Game Over on Scavenger's Hunt, and we are about to have a debate, providing that my challenger doesn't chicken out on me. We'll see if a very friendly debate. So I'm actually pretty excited, looking forward to this, and we're just gonna have a little fun today for a few minutes. I'm gonna try to go live on um, the Big Red as well. So give me just a moment. And hopefully this time my audio will work. It should work. It should work. But we'll see how it turns out. Um, Heidi, how are you? Simi, there you are. You know, for a second, Simi, I thought you were going to check it out on me. Let me get the let me bring Simi up real quick.
Hey,
There you
Scav.
are. How's it going, Simi?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous.
What
Hey,
are
I
you
can own
nervous
it up.
about?
No, no, no. I can own up. I can own up like a man, but
Wait a minute. How are you going to be nervous after talking all that junk? How?
because I don't know.
That I know why you're nervous because of the
Nah,
beatdown you got at
hey,
our last.
I did share the live to some people. They're interested.
Okay, awesome, awesome, very good. I appreciate you doing that.
No problem.
So yeah, we're gonna keep this fun and lively. I'm gonna try to go live on YouTube real quick, but we're gonna do our debate here on
Oh, it's
TikTok.
gonna be on TikTok, not YouTube.
Yeah, since I have more followers on TikTok.
Okay. I thought you just scared to get beat on here first.
Oh no, not me, not this one, buddy.
I thought you was gonna chicken out.
Oh no, oh no.
I was like, why is he not live yet?
No, I'm here. Believe me, I'm here. And I am going to try to get started here in just a second on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I can't reveal face because I'm low. I mean I don't have that much followers.
Oh, it won't let you?
Yeah, they said I need at least 1,000 followers.
You don't have 1,000 yet? I'm surprised.
Uh-uh.
Well, after this debate, you might have 1,000.
Yeah, because you're gonna lose.
Hey G Black, how's it going? Cookie with the boo. Charles, how you doing, Charles? Everybody, I hope you guys are ready for this debate because I'm ready for this debate. You guys just don't even know how ready I am.
I was waiting years because he's been hiding for years. So.
You've been waiting years.
Yeah, it felt like years. You've been hiding from me.
Probably because of that last traumatic experience you had when you got beaten. All right. And hopefully we won't get any kind of restrictions.
We shouldn't. Because we're
We
gonna keep
should.
this friendly.
Oh
TikTok if
yeah,
you hear this.
absolutely, absolutely. And that and everybody who's watching, that means you guys too. We've had a debate before, by the way, and
Yep, there's no hostility.
absolutely none. Absolutely none. Simi's a great guy. He's still gonna get beat though, but he's a great.
Hey TikTok, can y'all send him some diapers at the end of this live?
You're supposed to say roses, not diapers. You're supposed to say roses. Thank you guys for those roses. G Black, thank you so much.
He's
All
saying
right,
thank you for the diapers.
we'll see who's going to need some diapers. We'll see. All right. So those of you who are watching, the debate is the question of the debate is whether or not Thanos was right. And Simi, you wanna explain what he should have been right about?
All right,
What
so
happened?
I'm gonna start off with a slightly simple. So obviously, some people probably won't really know. He was like the only remaining species in this planet, Titan, right? They lack resources and things like that. So that's the only reason he tried to wipe half of the universe. He didn't want them to suffer.
You make him sound like such a sweetheart, that little Mad Titan. All right. So the question again is if Thanos was right, and as Simi just explained, Thanos' reasoning was that he didn't want to happen on our planet. I guess what happened on his planet, where they ran out of resources and they eventually died out. Um, but so he wiped out half, excuse me, of all life on the planet. He wiped out half of all life on the planet. Now, some people think that that the wiping of the life, the unaliving was random, and this included plants and animals and people, insects, anything living. He erased half of it from the planet in order to increase resources or have enough resources remaining for the people who are here, for the people who were left behind. All right, Simi, since you're the challenger here, and since you lost the last debate,
Mm. We
I'm
really want to
going
do
to
that?
let I'm going to let you go first and explain to us why you think Thanos was right.
Okay, so besides him trying to have empathy and sympathy towards the people or the remaining people, he didn't want his planet to technically he didn't want his planet to be suffering any longer. So he gathered all the stones. He did it for a good cause, I thought, because he didn't want, like I mentioned, he didn't want people to suffer any longer because of lack of resources and things of that nature. And on top of that, he's all about balance, which is important when you are in charge of the galaxy.
Okay, now who put him in charge of the galaxy?
Well, there's Galactus. There's a lot of people who are in space that are leaders are very powerful, but that is hold on.
No, go ahead, bring it. And while you're thinking, everybody, how you doing? Comments God, I'm glad you made it. Gary, it's good to see you. PJ, thank you for all those gifts. The heart me, the goat, and thank you for sharing the live, guys. Please share the live if you would. I didn't even share the live myself, I don't think, but please share the live. Let me do that real quick. Um, Simi,
I share
and
some too.
I appreciate it. And those of you who are in here already, thank you so much.
But yeah, the garden people, so the people who are in charge of the galaxy and
Okay.
things like that. But for him, he had his basically his whole ideology or his plan, his goal was just trying to stop people from suffering.
Uh-huh. Suffering by um, his idea of suffering, correct?
Yeah,
This kind of reminds me of electing someone like, oh, say, a president, for example, and we elect that person to be our leader. But what if that person started making decisions that we didn't agree with? I wonder how that would turn out.
yeah, but you got to think about it. Would you rather have 10 billion people suffer or only 1 billion?
Okay, that's a very good point. However, there are some things you didn't consider. First of all, it's not up to me as an individual to rule or have that much power to dictate who lives and who dies. Because what if it wasn't me? Or what if it wasn't Thanos? What if it was someone else? What if someone else decided to appoint themselves to make a decision like, taking out half of the population, or even killing people who he deems to be bad people? For
Yeah,
example,
because
the Punisher, who is a vigilante. At one point, the Punisher was taking out people who were littering, for example. Let's say the Punisher decided to unalive all the people who litter because littering is a crime, and his idea is to punish all people who are doing a crime. Now, to me, littering, it is a crime, but it's not punishable by death. It's not punishable by unaliving. But what if I'm not making that decision? What if it's somebody else who thinks it is punishable by a crime, and so they appoint themselves to be in that position of power to eliminate all crime? Now, to them, it's the right thing to do, because their whole mission is to eliminate crime, so there will only be good left in the world.
wow, that is deep. I understand
Well,
that point of view,
I'm
but
just beginning.
let's go even beyond. Let's go even beyond. Let's
Okay.
say let's say someone had a bad day. Let's say someone lost their loved one. I'm going off of Peter. So let's say someone that let's say if no one likes him, he lost his father, but he even still choose to do the right thing. Now, if we put this that perspective to Thanos, if he lost all his loved ones, he lost his species, he almost lost his planet Titan. He didn't want to lose himself, so he wanted to stand for his ancestors, his planet, his species, to bring those infinity stores to justice. Infinity stones. So he did what he did for a good cause. The only thing I don't condone is him sacrificing his daughter. I thought that was too far. But he sacrificed one loved one for
Oh
billions
no,
of
no,
people.
no! Oh no!
Yes,
You
yes,
can't.
yes.
Hold on. He thought it was the right thing to do. Remember? So
But he was
he thought it
trying.
was
Remember? You remember when Red Skull said, "The tears wasn't for you. I mean, it wasn't for him. It's for you." He was showing
right,
empathy and sympathy towards his daughter
but
because
he
he didn't want her to
still
die.
right, but he still unalived her because he thought it was right. It don't matter if he was shedding tears or not. It don't matter if that was the case. He thought it was right, and because he thought it was right, was it the right thing to do?
For the future, yes. Because if he didn't do that that day, billions of people would still be starving.
Okay, I'll get back to that in a minute. The second thing is Thanos lost all these loved ones, so he wanted to try to make it right by making sure it didn't happen to someone else. What does Thanos' loved ones losing his loved ones have to do with me losing my loved ones? Just because he lost his stuff doesn't mean he's got to take my stuff from me, even if it was long term gain. The short term pain is what would have hurt me.
But you got to think
Right?
about the future and you got to think about the balance.
You might have to think about the future. But what if I want to think about the present? He can't tell me what to think about. He can't tell me whether I want to live in the present or the future or the past. That's not his choice. That's not his decision. That is my decision. Right? We were created with autonomy, good or bad. We were created with autonomy. We were created to make mistakes and learn from them. We were created to not live a perfect life because everybody can't be happy. If everybody was happy, then there'd be no sadness. Right? So then there's no balance still. So that's not his place. Just because it happened to him, that's actually selfish, and selfish is not a good act. Selfish is not an act of kindness.
But you also got to think all that power that he obtained to try to save the planet. He almost died. You got to think about that. So he's not
I'm
really
glad you
selfish.
brought that up. I'm glad you brought the power spectrum up because he did have all that power. Why didn't he make resources infinite? Look at all the stones that he had, the reality stone, the time stone. He could have continuously made the planet better. He could have continuously maintained the planet himself instead of making everybody suffer and taking everything away. He had the power to give, but he chose to take. Go ahead, I'll wait.
But you also got to think the Avengers didn't want to reason with him and feel feel his like emotional standpoint. They want to interfere with this plan and stuff, and not knowing the things, the damage and stuff that they're doing. He
Okay,
almost died, and
did they
he
interfere
almost
with his plans anyway?
the Avengers almost died trying to stop him because he's trying to do the right thing about saving half the planet.
In his eyes, do the right thing. In my eyes, the right thing would have been to create a world where people didn't have to worry about anything, where everybody could live. He could have made the world bigger. He could have made resources infinite. So it don't matter what he thought because he can't think for me. He can't think for you. He can't think for everybody.
But
So it
he was the
doesn't matter.
most powerful Titan in the galaxy.
Which means he had the power to do the complete opposite of what he did. If he's worried about the Avengers trying to stop him from doing the good thing, he still had to worry about them stopping him from doing the bad thing. And he had enough power to stop them without having to unalive them. So he was still wrong.
Mm,
I'll wait.
Not, I mean, it's like almost 50-50, but then again, I think I'm more so right
I ain't
because
done. I ain't done. Let me cook. All right. Also, if you think about it, if he reset, if he took half of everything away, right? If he took half of everything away so that we would strive, how do we get here in the first place? When in the past we had less, how do we get to the point where we were running out of resources? Because life goes on, time goes on. So even though he took half of the stuff away, even though he took away half of the problem, eventually we're going to end up back in the same place. So then what? Is he going to have to do it again?
no, but you also got to think about the standpoint. He was like almost like the only. He basically was the only remaining species, so he had to represent his species.
Selfish. That's still selfishness.
How?
Superman,
He's fading away, so he had to represent his kind.
Superman was the last of his species, and he is powerful enough to go around and doing all kinds of stuff. Why didn't he do it? Why didn't Superman
Because
do it?
that's Superman. That's different.
Because he's a good person, and
Superman
he
is Superman is not necessarily. I mean,
he's not
that's
what?
actually
He's
that's
not what?
uh he's not like the same level as Thanos. Let me put it that way.
He's
He
not
didn't grow.
powerful.
No, you got to think about it. He didn't grow up starving because he don't really need all that stuff. He didn't
Hold
grow
on.
up with lack of items and materials and stuff. He didn't have to worry about that. Thanos did. His kind did, and his planet was collapsing.
If he's living on our planet and we have to worry about it, then run out of resources and everything, then he would have to worry about that too. You see? So
Mm,
Superman does have to worry about that stuff. He does have to worry about losing loved ones. He does have to worry about running out of resources. He does have to worry about a lot of things. So he has the power to stop wars. Right? Wars could hurt his loved ones. He has the power to stop it. Why doesn't he do it? He has the power to turn a desert into a thriving farmland. Why doesn't he do it?
but let's think about it.
He has the
Superman
power
can
to.
blend into society, but Thanos can't.
Why?
So look at him. He's a big purple titan. Superman looks
with
like,
a glove that can change and alter reality itself.
yeah, but that's different. He's trying to represent and save his own kind, not other people's kind.
Selfishness.
No,
That's
it's not
selfish.
because his stuff, like I
I
mentioned, his
want you to
plant's
think,
collapsing.
I want you to think
He
about
can't
what
he
you just
can't do
said.
anything because there's no help, and they
Hold
think he's
on.
crazy.
I want you to think about what you just said. You said he has to represent his planet. He has to worry about his planet. He ain't thinking about nobody else. Tell me how that's not selfish.
Because that's what he probably is. Basically, that's what he's brought up to be. He's a warrior.
But is that selfish? Is my question.
No, because he's
Why
trying to
not?
help them out.
So
Let's
if
let's say
I,
all right. Let's say planet Earth is collapsing. There has to be someone to represent or someone to, like, basically try to help this infrastructure, help the culture, help the society, and not make it vanish. There has to be somebody that have the power, the ability to stop chaos, and that's what Thanos was doing. And people was interfering with them. That's why he had to choose violence to get what he need
okay,
because they
again,
didn't want to reason with them.
you have a glove that can do anything. You have a glove that can do anything. You have a glove with infinite power. You have a glove that can warp reality. You have a glove that can transverse time and space itself. There is absolutely nothing that you cannot do,
And that's good.
including increasing the size of a planet, altering a universe, making people live forever instead of taking life, including terraforming planets so they can grow fruits and crops and food in abundance, including doubling the life of food resources like animals, so that there's no scarcity and people can they can harvest any kind of hamburger or meats or eggs or anything that they want at any time, thus sustaining life, thus improving life. And not just for this planet, he could have done that for the entire universe, and not just for this universe. He could have done that for all universes because he has infinite power.
But
And
yeah,
this is
all right. I'm on the same track as you. But let's talk about this. If he could have did all that change, if he could have helped build how things should have been and help like basically optimize and elevate things, how come the Avengers was selfish enough to hold their powers instead of helping him since he had the gauntlet?
because he was using it for the wrong reasons.
You sure about that?
Yes.
After he just told them his sad story about his planet, and they choose
Okay.
to hold their powers, like Doctor Strange, everybody, Loki, they
Right.
hold all their powers and didn't want to help him, so that made him a madman.
All right. Um, so I have a sad story. I'm not going to tell it, but I have a sad story. I have several sad stories actually. But what's that got to do with you? What is that? What does my sad story have to do with the way I affect your life?
Because it's empathy. If you
You
don't
didn't have
show that, that
empathy.
makes people turn to villains.
Empathy would have kept him from killing people.
Yeah, but they didn't show any of that. They wanted to be selfish and hold their own
Neither
power
did he.
and not give them the stones.
Neither did he. Neither did he, buddy.
No, it was being rude. He had
In
a plan to
fact,
save his planet, and the Avengers did not accept his request.
in fact, I'm going to tell you how he made things worse. You ready for this one? If you destroy half of all life, do you not take away resources? Do you not destroy ecosystems? Do you not destroy half of the food sources? Do you not destroy half of plant life, which improves our atmosphere? Do you not take away from the very situation that you're trying to improve by destroying that situation,
But
which
that's on
will
them because they didn't contribute to his planet. They had
that
countless and numerous resources that could have helped them.
What? Yeah, but he took those.
But how? The Stark industry had everything, all technology and stuff could help them
Okay, so why didn't he help Tony Stark improve his Tony Stark's resources? He
because
didn't have
he's
to ask.
selfish.
He didn't have to ask. If he didn't ask if he could take away half of all life, why would he have to ask Tony Stark, hey, Tony Stark, I know how you can improve your equipment to save lives, so I'm going to do it for you. I'll wait.
Mm. Well, I know he worked hard and things like that. It's a
Oh,
long. It's not
now,
necessarily a long story, but that's his stuff that he fought for. He dedicated to, and I understand from a logical standpoint, just giving resources out like that can be dangerous and risky. But you also got to think about the little ones. They don't know about all that stuff. They need to survive too, and that's not fair.
so you think that it's fair that he takes away from them without their consent, without them even knowing what's going on. You think that's more fair than um, whatever you just explained. You think that's more fair.
Well, you got to think for the little ones, not for the people.
What about the little ones?
They don't have the knowledge capacity to strive and thrive on their own. So it felt like they were at fault. Earth is at fault.
Okay, so you realize some of those little ones he unalived. So they didn't even have a chance to learn about anything or to improve or to grow or to make the world a better place on their own. They didn't have a chance because he unalived them.
It was Earth's fault because they had countless things that they could have survived from. And then Titan had nothing. Like I mentioned, it wasn't just a collapse, it was lack
Well,
of
it sounds like you are sacrificing the many for the few. You're okay with him doing all of that to all these innocent lives because he was suffering.
because his society is rare and it's not really much
Is
he
that
can do.
okay? You're saying it's Earth's fault that we're running out of resources, but is it Earth's
Yes.
fault? Is it Earth's fault that Titan ran out of resources?
They have a massive load of technology, a massive load of
Is it
things. They have no societal pressures compared
is
to
it Earth's
Thanos.
fault? Why didn't he just? Why didn't he? Why didn't he leave the planets alone that have life and or like Earth, for example, that has an abundance of life, and then just do the resource thing? Why didn't he just give Thanos the resources it needed, or give
Because
Titan the resources
they
it needed?
denied his request. They did.
Why didn't he give Titan the resources it needed? Why didn't he just
Because
appeal to
Titan
Titan?
had a low stock of everything.
He has an infinity gauntlet that can
That didn't
create.
at the time did not have any stones. So he only has super strength
And
capabilities.
once he got those stones, what did he choose to do with them?
Seek vengeance because they did not listen to him.
He chose because who didn't listen?
Everybody. You got to
You
think about
don't.
it. No,
You
no, no. You got
don't.
to think about it. He said what he said. So he was on the verge of collapse. Um, they had no food, no water, nothing to survive and thrive and strive from, which made them inferior. That's number one. Number two, he had no power, no authority because he is basically on the same boat as their
No, no, no,
peers.
no, no,
That's
no,
number
no,
two.
no.
Number three, the Avengers did not listen to his request when he said, "Can you please hand me the Infinity Stones, or I'm going to use my powers." That's
Because
basically
they
how it
don't.
went.
He's not. He doesn't have authority over them. They don't have to listen to him.
It's the Earth Mightiest Heroes. They have
Yeah,
a lot of aura. You think they're
they
gonna?
they don't have to listen to Thanos. Who is Thanos? They didn't put Thanos in charge of our planet.
Don't talk about Thanos like that.
They didn't put him in charge of our planet. Who's Thanos?
Thanos is a lonely,
No,
like
no, I don't mean who is he. I mean who is Thanos?
he's a
No, no,
super.
no. I know who he is. I'm asking you who is Thanos? What is he? Who gave him power over me? Who is Thanos?
I see where you're coming from, but he still had a
Mm-hmm.
duty to uphold.
See where I'm coming from to watch where I'm going. He had the power once he got those stones. He had the power to do whatever he wanted to do. He could have chose the opposite path. Now, what if, as a martial artist, and I can break bones, I can knock people out, I can choke people out. As a martial artist, let's say somebody jumped me from behind, and I didn't know who it was, and I got jumped from behind, I got beat up pretty bad, and when I healed and I got back to 100%, I figured, hey, I can't let people go around just jumping people like that. So I'm going to walk around. I'm just going to beat the mess out of anybody who I think it looks like a bad person, who looks like they might be ready to jump somebody, or who looks like they might be just negative people. I'm just going to just sneak them and beat the mess out of them.
Thanos
Who,
was nowhere near close like that.
who gave me that? Who gave me that authority? But I believe it's right. I believe it's right. Who gave me the authority to do that?
Well, the main objective was
You didn't answer my
he.
question. Who gave me
No
the
one,
authority?
no one
So
has the
then, do I have the
authority.
right to do it?
No.
Exactly.
Wow.
We're being flagged for criminal behavior for some reason.
What? Why?
Uh,
TikTok, bro, have a civil debate. This is no crime activity.
I gotta send them a notice,
What?
I guess.
No, I think I'm winning though so far.
Well, sure. Of course you do.
I got the diapers with you. I mean, with me.
You better use them. Or you
No.
got. But my point is that no matter what I believe, my belief can't supersede what other people's beliefs are. I don't have that kind of authority. Nobody put me in that kind of position of power. Nobody can put me in that kind of position of power. The president can come to me and say, "Hey, I want you to be a bitch. I want you to go out and hurt people." But I can't just because he told me, and he's the most powerful person in the land, supposedly. He's the most powerful person in the land, but just because the most powerful person in the land in the world told me to do it, that does not give me the right to do it. It is
Okay,
not.
let's say you had a decent amount of things that you could potentially contribute. It's simple. Would you deny to help, or would you actually help?
Well, it depends on what you mean by help.
Help, like help. You know, the
Give me an
planet, the
example.
universe.
Give me an example of how I could help.
Okay, let's say if you saw someone starving, um, no help, no guidance, no support, would you sit there and just look at them and be like, whatever, I'm more powerful, I'm ultimate, or would you help them?
So you said they have no support, no power, and what else?
No guidance.
No guidance, no support, no guidance. Okay, so I could either A, help them out um, by going to them and being there for them and giving them guidance, or I could help them out by taking them out so they don't have to suffer and worry about it ever again. Now, which one you think is the better option?
No, no, no. I see how you trying to flip it. No, 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 no. Think about
If
it.
I take
Thanos,
away
no, no,
their
no. Thanos,
suffering,
no, no, no. Thanos was literally like that. He was like, "Hey, I need your help," and then they basically was like, the Earth, the mightiest heroes. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk giving my
Because it
powers to somebody
wasn't,
who's could potentially be evil. He just needed help.
because his help was unethical.
Mm.
It's like if I had made that second choice, it would have been unethical. It
I don't
still would
know,
have helped
man.
them. If they didn't want to suffer anymore and I took them out, would that not help end their suffering?
No, because
Yes, it would.
that is devaluing the species. It's making them less and lowering the numbers. You're supposed to
So
help them with
so
normal
unaliving
lives.
half of all life in the universe does what then?
It brings the balance.
Okay.
Like I mentioned from the earlier, like I mentioned earlier, would you rather
All
have
right,
10 billion
balance. So
people
if I
starve or 1 billion people?
all right, so balance. If I didn't take this person out, then somebody else would have had to worry about him. Someone else would have had to help them. So now I would need to help them, somebody else would need to help them, and they need help. So should I take out the other person who wants to help him? So there's a
No,
balance. There's just me needing one to help him
no,
and
because
him needing help.
that's part of the good balance, the correct balance. The bad balance is,
And so
like I said,
you think,
decreasing the value.
hold on. So you think that if I take someone's best friend, someone's loved one, someone's wife or husband, or someone's dog, or someone's pet, if I take that away from someone, not just someone, from many people, people who cared about these things, but it didn't matter to me. But if I took them away from them to help everybody, that's ethical.
Yes, because that's the same ideology as helping.
What if it was your loved one? What if it was someone you cared about? What if it was your parents or your sister or your brother or your girlfriend? What if it was yours?
That would help me
Would that be
become a
ethical?
better man. Think about it like the Canning event, like Uncle Ben. If his Uncle Ben didn't die, he wouldn't be a good man and stop criminals and bad guys, right? Exactly.
No, because he felt guilty because he was responsible for that. He felt guilty for that.
Yeah,
That's
but he
why.
had to make sure it didn't continue to happen. Exactly. For other innocent lives.
Right. And so again, he has the gauntlet that can do anything, including stopping all these bad things from happening. So why didn't he choose good?
But you keep forgetting that's before he had obtained the Infinity Stones.
And then he didn't end all half of all life until he got the Infinity Stones. Once
Because they
he
didn't
got
listen to him the first time. He was basically proving
once
them wrong.
he got the Infinity Stones, who could have stopped him from adding instead of taking away? Who could have stopped him?
His daughter, but she failed.
How did she fall? How did she fail?
She failed because she tried to um trade him and don't listen to him, and she was part of the species.
And so what happened to her?
She died to obtain the
How?
soul stone.
Right. And so once he got that soul stone, he could have bought her back.
He felt some type of way. You didn't see it.
Whose fault is that?
He needed to do that because he didn't want other people to be in the same boat.
Once he
One
got
life over billions of people. That's a different story.
okay, and then he could have created multiple Earths, multiple realities, because that glove is powerful enough to do that, right? If it can take life away, can it not create life?
And technically, he did not kill her because he saw her at the afterlife
How do you think that happened?
by um by the soul stone, by utilizing that.
So he utilized the soul stone to for his own selfishness to be able to see his daughter again, and you still
No,
think it's
but in
okay.
peace. Because when he snapped the fingers, when he saw only his daughter and his own planet, she looked like she was at peace.
And so why couldn't he help everybody else be at peace?
Because at the time they was already weak and didn't have the strength.
You're still talking about before the soul stone, right?
Wow. Okay.
Or
Mm.
before the gems. I'm talking about after.
Oh,
When he
after it's
made
because it was too
when
late
he
already.
made no, it wasn't. He's got the time stone. How's it gonna be too late? How's anything gonna be too late?
The time stone don't work like that.
How does it work?
He has to use the reality with the time stone, which he didn't.
Okay. And he could have used that reality and time stone to increase productivity.
But he wasn't thinking at the time. He was thinking about his loved one, his daughter, half
Just
daughter.
because he made a mistake, that doesn't make it right. That does not make it right.
Well, you're not human if you don't make a mistake, right?
Right. So why is he punishing humans for making a mistake?
Because that was the humans that didn't want to listen to him. His vital and mandatory plan is try to save his own kind, right?
Again,
And they decided
selfish.
not to listen to him.
That's
So he had to
selfish.
do matters in
Again,
his own hand.
which is selfish.
No,
Again,
no,
and
no.
selfish is not good.
Selfish is when you're not listening to someone. He
No,
was in the, like I said,
selfish.
he's on the verge of collapse.
Selfish is when you, in this case, when you sacrifice everyone else to get what you want. That's selfish.
To get what you want, but he was trying to help not just himself. He actually wasn't even worried about himself. He was worried about his people. So he wasn't selfish. Why do you
Okay,
think
we're
he
not.
went through all that trouble
Did
and pain and
Thanos,
violence just to get the soul
did
stone? I mean, all
Thanos
the
invite
stones.
you? Did Thanos invite you to the cookout? Are you related to Thanos? You're not his people. We're not his people. I don't remember any invitation. Nobody asked me to bring any potato salad. He has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with humans. So why
Because the
sacrifice
humans didn't
humans?
like him.
Why do you think that is?
Because he was, like I mentioned earlier,
Because he's being selfish.
no, they didn't
You
listen to,
created-
they didn't have sympathy or empathy on his sad story of why he does what he does. He didn't get this. He didn't get all the stones for no reason. He did it for a good cause.
No, he did it for a selfish cause.
No.
Aside from that,
So you want to see planets blow up? That's what you want to see. You want to see people just be gone.
so I now have the Infinity Gauntlet. I have power infinite. Oh, look at that planet. It's about to blow up. No, it's not. Oh, look. These humans are starving. No, they're not. Oh, look. There's too many people on the planet. The planet ain't big enough. No, it's not. Or now it's big enough.
But the power didn't really work like that because
Why?
it wasn't that. That's not how it was supposed to be. That's not how the
That's not.
storyline.
Nope.
Storyline wasn't supposed to be like
That's
that.
your argument. That's your argument. That's not how the storyline goes. That's your argument.
No. If it is, I guess I won, right?
No, definitely not.
Guys in the chat, who's winning right now? Me
Boy,
or Scav? Scav, the scared debater.
boy, are you serious? Are you kidding me? But oh, Ben 10, yes, we do like. Well, I like Invisible. I can't speak
We could
for
debate about that
Simi.
next.
I can't speak for Simi because I'm not Thanos. You know, I don't like superseding people's rights and thoughts. And
No, no, no. I'm not saying I condone violence and all that stuff. I just condone his ideology. I don't like to see people suffer,
but
so he had to do
I'm
something about it.
saying I can't supersede your ideology for my own because that's not my right. So I can't say yes.
Again,
You have to
Scav, you
listen
have
to
to
me.
agree or disagree. This is really simple. A lot of people would agree. Would you rather see 10 billion people suffer or 1 billion? It's simple.
Or would you rather see
There's
no
no
people
or.
suffer?
There's no or.
Because you have the Infinity Gauntlet.
No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. Even if he
Yes,
had the Power Stone, it's still not
I
powerful
don't
enough.
care
Galactus is
what the
literally stronger
storyline
than Thanos.
says. I don't care what the storyline says. I'm saying that if I have the power to create and to give as opposed to take away and destroy, I am going to give.
G-Bach made a valid point. Thanos didn't use the stones correctly. Well, guess what? Uh, Hulk didn't use the stones correctly too because he couldn't even use it.
That's your argument. G Black, you're right. He didn't use them correctly because he could have used them in a positive way.
Yeah, but did Thanos burned up when he used it? I didn't think so.
No, but he should have.
He didn't fall on the floor. He had a little battle damage on his hand, but he didn't fall on the floor like Hulk, like a little sissy. Hulk literally said he was screaming. He was like, ah.
Well, Hulk is awesome enough to fight off the Infinity Gauntlets. That's why.
And
He
let's
fell on the
put
floor when he fell on the floor when Captain Marvel took to that behind the.
only for a brief moment. Only
There
person
was a
who
moment.
was almost able to take him out was Cap because he's
He
the
got an
GOAT.
Infinity Stone. A brief moment can last an eternity. With that Infinity Stone, it don't matter.
And he still used it. That's how he's the G.
And
Thanos
G
is the
Black is
G.
also correct. No, he ain't the G.
Yes, he is because even
The
after
G stands for get out of
even
here.
after he successfully did what he said, he even used it 2 days later. So he's the G. Hulk can even use it, and he's one of the strongest Titans too in the world, in the Earth mightiest heroes.
Hulk is the strongest human.
He's a
He's not a
mixed human. He's a mixed human Titan.
Okay, but anyway, that still doesn't prove that Thanos was right. He still didn't make the right decision. As G Black said, he still didn't use it correctly.
He didn't use it correctly. I just
No.
made the argument and I won. Hulk couldn't use it correctly. What type of
Hulk ain't
argument is that?
Thanos. Hulk is not Thanos. Hulk didn't make the decision to wipe out half the
Yeah, but
population.
he almost has the same strength as him without the stones, and he still got his butt kicked.
Okay, but the debate is whether or not Thanos was right,
He
not whether or not the
was.
Hulk would beat Thanos.
And you keep dodging and running from the question. You said or no. 1 billion
What question?
persons suffer or 10 billion people. Which one?
You're leaving out an element though. You can't
No,
leave out.
no. It's very simple. And if you have a good moral sense, you would pick the 1 billion because I wouldn't want to see 10 billion people suffer.
Now, if Thanos had a good moral sense, he wouldn't have made it an option for any of those people to suffer. He would have
Well, it's
helped
because
everybody.
he's limited. He even if he did have the power, all the power, he still doesn't have enough. So he can't change everybody's life. And that reality stuff
Let me
is
ask you a question.
it's on the timeline.
Let me ask you a question. You have $2 and you decide you want to keep one of them, but you see two hungry kids. Which one of those hungry kids you going to give $1 to?
Well, 2 should be enough.
Yeah, but you want to keep one. I didn't give you the option. I didn't give you the option. I said you want to keep one.
I can't keep one because kids
Why?
come first.
But no, you're dodging the question. You're dodging the question.
Oh! This is easy. I will keep one so I can get them something and then come back and give it to them.
That wasn't one of the options.
Yes,
The
yes,
op-
yes.
oh, so you added an option.
No, I'll
Yeah,
keep
you
that
did.
dollar so I can purchase some food for them, and then I will provide it to them.
Okay.
$1 should
Is
be enough to cover a few apples.
I don't know where you shop at, but please let me know. Please let me know where you get your apples from.
No, I'm just being hypothetical. I'm obviously that's not the case in reality. But if I'm going off of your sense, $1,
Okay.
I don't know. I would still give it
Okay.
to them.
Here are your choices. You have $1, right? And you have enough to buy one cheeseburger. And you have a choice to give it to the little girl or the little boy. Which one are you gonna give the cheeseburger to?
Mm, They might have to do rock paper scissors.
So you're gonna make them fight over it, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
And
it's
so,
basically because that's how reality is. You have to fight for
okay,
what you want.
so, oh, you mean like reality, like allowing life
It's
to
like
go
society. I know it's like societal pressures, but that's just how
hold on,
reality
hold
is.
on. You mean that's how reality is in letting things go to their natural process and wearing through its course, like that natural process. You know, it's in letting things affect people the way they would naturally affect people, as opposed to somebody intervening and messing up that natural process. Is that the kind of natural process you're talking about?
Yes.
So what did Thanos do? Did he let stuff go through their natural process? Absolutely not.
Um,
So
to an extent.
absolutely
No, no, no.
not.
To an extent, he did. I'm not
Oh
saying
no,
fully, but to an
no,
extent.
no. He did not. He interrupted the whole ecosystem. He interrupted everything based on
But you
what
got to
he
think about it. If they didn't fight for
did
it,
think
that means
about
they
it.
didn't really want it.
All right, so back to my question. So now let's say the little boy won the rock paper scissors. You're gonna let this little girl starve? A little girl? You're gonna let her
But
starve?
that'll be up to him to share because it's not up to me anymore. I already gave them
You
the
got the dollar.
opportunity.
Hold on, it's your dollar. You can do with that dollar what you want.
Yeah, but
But
once I give them the dollar, it's not my property anymore, right? It's like I'm the former owner of a vehicle and then I sell it. I'm not the owner anymore.
right, okay, but so then once Thanos got the gauntlet, then it's his right to do with it what he wants, is what you're saying,
Yes,
correct?
because he fought hard for it
So then why didn't he give instead of take away?
because they didn't listen to him the first time. On that
Okay.
sad story, they didn't show empathy.
Oh, so are you showing empathy by allowing this little boy to eat this hamburger in front of this little girl? Is that showing empathy?
Oh, it wasn't up to me though. It was up to him. Because
It
I gave him
absolutely
the dollar.
was,
It wasn't my property anymore. It
because
was his.
how many options did I give you, right? Two, right?
Yes.
Okay. How many options did Thanos give? Two, right? To not do anything or to take half life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I introduced the third option. You said, no, 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 there's no third option. Because in the scenario that I gave you, my third option would have been to go buy a hamburger, split it in half, give one to the boy and one to the girl so they both have something to eat.
Yeah, only if that was the case.
That's the third option that I chose because it's my dollar. I bought the cheeseburger. That means I could do whatever I wanted. I had the power to do whatever I wanted. I added a third option, even though I told you there was no third option. I added one because I had that power. Thanos had the power to add a third option. He had the power to give instead of take away.
Mm, yeah, he did. But then again, it's people can't have a good educational status if they don't learn. So it was a lesson learned. That's why he did what he did because they didn't
Why
listen
did
the
he
first
learn a
time.
lesson? Why did he learn a lesson? He could have
He
learned it
did.
faster.
Why he did? Why you think he
He didn't
went through
learn the
all that
lesson with
violence and
compassion.
suffering? Is to get the stones.
He
He
didn't learn
went
the
through.
lesson.
He went through. He because he lost the first time. Second time, make sure it didn't happen again.
He didn't learn the lesson of compassion and give instead of taking away. I think compassion would have been the bigger lesson.
So if somebody didn't listen to you, that's something that if let's say if you in a tough boat or if you're seeing boat as your pals or peers or whatever,
Okay.
and you're trying to elevate in life and trying to improve yourself, and then
Right.
somebody comes up and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to share. I don't think you deserve it. You have to do it yourself." That's how Thanos felt. So that's why he turned the way he was because they didn't want to listen to him or have compassion or mercy
Okay.
or love for him.
In your scenario, once I once I got myself back on my feet, I went back to those people and took them out because they did me wrong.
That's called lesson learned. You don't mistreat people. You don't do that.
So when you take away someone's life and take away someone's loved one, what is that doing? Is that mistreating people?
Yes, it is, but that's not.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it is. So, what lesson did Thanos learn?
You learn that you can't always rely on anybody because they won't help you. That's what he learned the hard way, and he failed the first time.
Okay, now back to my other question. Who is Thanos?
Thanos
And in your
is.
situation, who am I? In your situation, if someone didn't want to help me, that's their right. That's their choice. It wouldn't be good for me, of course. It would, and I would feel bad, and I would probably suffer. But that doesn't give me the right to go and take from them what I want because it helps me if they choose not to give it. I
Yeah,
don't
but
have
that's
that.
selfish. You're locking and you're
It would
not
also be
giving.
selfish for me to go and take something from someone who didn't want to give it to me. That would be selfish.
But it's like a safe lock. You have inside of it, you have countless and numerous and glorified things that can help build things and stuff like that. And then the outside is the people who are not aware of it. And then let's say Thanos, he's going around trying to find what can help his planet. And in that safe, they did not want to open. Just put it like that.
Selfish. It's still selfish.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
To
it's
take away
not.
from someone else, to take away from someone else because you didn't get your way. That's a spoiled brat. That's a spoiled child. You didn't get your way, so you're going to take what you want in order to make it happen.
But it wasn't like that.
Oh,
He was
yes, it
trying to
was.
save. It wasn't just for him; it's for the others.
Says who?
The planet,
What planet?
his planet.
Not my planet. Not this planet. Not 616.
Earth didn't count because they already had everything they dreamed and want.
Until someone
Thanos came. He came because he was teaching him a lesson. If you don't share and contribute to um, lower, inferior people, then
who
you
is
get
Thanos?
consequences.
Who is Thanos?
Thanos is a person who wanted to
No,
represent
I
his
know
kind.
who he is. I know who he is.
He wanted to represent himself
Represent
and
who?
his others
He didn't represent me.
because you're not part of his species.
No, and this species is the one that was affected the most.
But how? If y'all it was living La La Land,
What if part of my La La Land was my my son, and he took that from me? Am I living in La La Land now?
no.
Exactly. So he created Titan on our planet so that he wouldn't have Titan on his planet.
Yeah, but did they have guards and people, heroes and stuff to save the day in his planet? I didn't think
Whose
so.
fault is that?
That's not his fault.
It ain't our fault either.
Yes, it is because y'all could have came like Miss Marvel. She goes planet to planet. Why couldn't Thor and them do it?
And you think, okay, so who appointed Thor to be an intergalactic traveler to go around fixing planets? Who appointed him to do that?
No one,
So why would he do it?
because it's the right thing to do.
And again, is the right thing to do to take people without their consent, without their permission, to take from them and make them suffer just to teach them a lesson.